Hello students, back to our online classes. In today's class, we'll discuss about the next part of this, some basic concepts and principles and techniques. Okay, so now you already know that in my last class I already started the nomenclature of organic compound, and they told that why the nomenclature of organic compound is very important, because all of you know that there are many different organic compounds and each organic compound should have their particular name. For this reason we have to give the name for the organic compound. So for giving the nomenclature of organic compound we have two methods, and the first method I already discussed, that is common nomenclature, and this common nomenclature method is also called as trivial system or the trivial naming system of the organic compound. Okay, common name system or the trivial system. So in that I already told that the organic compounds can be given, a particular organic compound can be given the name because of the availability of the source. Okay, based on the whatever the common nomenclature is given for the particular compound, that name is given based on the availability in the nature, means how they are available in the nature, which is the source of that particular compound. For example, I given there is a formation of formic acid. Why they given a particular acid is named as a formic acid? Because that formic acid is often or it is present in the red ants. Okay, so what is the source for the formic acid? Red ant is a source of a formic acid. So like this, the organic compounds are given name by using a common name system. In today's class we will discuss about the most important method for the nomenclature of organic compound, that is IUPAC. Okay, so in your mind the question will be arise, what is mean by IUPAC? What is the full form for the IUPAC? Okay, so IUPAC is nothing but I means international, this is INTER, international. U means union, international union for. P means pure, and A means applied chemistry. Okay, what is the full form for the IUPAC? International Union for Pure and Applied Chemistry. So now in your mind the question will arise, already we given some organic compound using the common name system. Okay, so why the IUPAC naming system is required? Because the common nomenclature system, it is not systematic, where the IUPAC it is systematic. And in the 19th century, what happened? In the 19th century, means in the end of the 19th century, there are number of the organic compounds can be discovered. Okay, number of organic compounds are known to us in that 19th century. So what has happened? It is difficult to give the name all the organic compounds using availability of the source. Okay, if I use the common nomenclature system, what happened in the 19th century? In the 19th century, there are number of organic compounds are discovered. Okay, so there are plenty of organic compounds are present in that time, and now also there are presence of plenty of organic compound. So if there is a presence of number of organic compounds, it is difficult to give the name using common name system. Okay, because all organic compounds, how they can obtain, if you don't know, then we cannot give that name for the particular compound using the common nomenclature system. So for this reason, to give that plenty of organic compound, to give a particular name, we invented a new method, means the scientists can invented a new method or they discovered a new method, and that method we call IUPAC name for the organic compound. Okay, and here the IUPAC is nothing but what? International Union for Pure and Applied Chemistry. Okay, so before the IUPAC, the scientists can be establish a new method, that is a IUC. Okay, so what is mean by IUC? In the year of 1930, scientists discovered one new method to give the organic compound name, that is IUC. So what is the meaning here? IUC, I means international, U means union of chemists, C means chemist, International Union Chemist. Later, this will be modified into the IUPAC. This will be modified into the IUPAC term. Okay. So now, if you want to give a particular name for the organic compounds, you have to give the IUPAC name for the organic compound. There are certain rules are present. Okay. So many different rules are present. To give one IUPAC name system, there may be presence of three systems. First will be the root system, second will be the suffix, and third will be the prefix. Okay, so before I start what is mean by root system, what is mean by suffix, and what is mean by prefix, you should know that the IUPAC system, it was established in the year of 1958. It was established in the year of 1958. So first we should remember the nomenclature of organic compound. It has two types. First with the common nomenclature, it is also called trivial nomenclature system, and second with the IUPAC. Why we can use IUPAC system also? Because there is a presence of plenty of the organic compound. So to give name for the organic compound, we cannot use each and every time common nomenclature system. So for that reason, scientists can establish a new method we call IUPAC, in IUPAC nomenclature method. Okay. So before the IUPAC, there is a scientist can establish first, that is a IUC, and IUC in the year of 1930 they established this method, and we call it as an International Union of Chemists. Okay. After that, this will be modified into the IUPAC. So the IUPAC system, it can be established in the year of 1958. IUPAC system, it can be established in the year of 1958. Okay. So according to the IUPAC system or the IUPAC nomenclature here, according to IUPAC nomenclature, according to the IUPAC nomenclature, if you want to give the name of the compound, it consists three parts. It consists three parts. Okay, suppose if I give any compound, if you want to give that particular name for the compound, that name of the compound, it contains three parts. Okay, so IUPAC system, that is according to the IUPAC nomenclature, the name of the compound, it can consist three parts. That is the first I already written here, that is a root system, second suffix, and third will be the prefix. First with the root system, second will be the suffix, and third will be the prefix. Now we study about what is mean by root system, what is mean by suffix, and what is mean by prefix. If you follow these three rules, then and then only you will understand how to give a name for the particular organic compound. So first we'll discuss about the root word. Root system, this root system we also, it is called root word. Okay, better you call directly root word. So now first we'll discuss about the root word. So in your mind the question will arise, what is mean by root word? Okay, तुमच्या mind मध्ये आता question आला असणार, what is mean by root word? So now root word, it is a basic unit of the IUPAC system. So what is the first point for the root word? It is a basic unit. It is a basic unit of the IUPAC system. It is a basic unit of the IUPAC system. Now, what it indicates? What is the use of the root system? So, first, you know that this root word is nothing but it is a basic unit of IUPAC system. But what it indicates? What is the work for the root system? It indicates the number of carbon atom in the longest chain skeleton. In the longest chain skeleton. Okay. So what it indicates? What is the use of root system? So first it is a basic unit of IUPAC system. After that, what is the use of that? It will indicate number of carbon atom present in the longest chain. So all of you know that longest chain is nothing but like this, the carbon atoms will be linked to each other. So how many number of carbon atom is present here? Suppose if I draw like this, so how many number of carbon atom is present here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So it will show or it will indicate the number of carbon atom present in the longest chain skeleton. Okay, and depending on the number of carbon atom, you have to give the name. That is you have to give the root word. Okay, so next point, that is depending upon or depending on the number of carbon atoms. Number of carbon atoms. The root words are given below. Okay. The root words are given here. Okay. So now, how we can give the name for the based on the number of carbon atom present in a structure. Suppose if I take here number of carbon atoms. And here, that is the root words, means which root words we are using here. So what is the main important for the root word? First, it is an basic unit of the IUPAC system. After that, this root word, it can indicate the number of carbon atom which is present in a longest chain. And depending on that number of carbon atom, we have to give the root words for a particular organic compound. Suppose if there is a presence of only one carbon atom, the root word will be meth. So all of you know that if I write here CH4, you are writing there what? The name of the organic compound is methane here. Why? We have only one carbon atom. One carbon atom, for the referring one carbon atom, we have to write here meth. So what is the root word for the one carbon atom? Meth as a root word. Second, if there is a presence of a two carbon atom, we have to use their root word is eth. Okay. If there is a presence of 3 carbon atom, we can use their prop. If there is a presence of 4 carbon atom, we can use here but. For the 5 carbon atom, we can use pent. Like this. If there is a presence of 6 carbon atom, we can use hex. If there is a presence of 7 carbon atom, we have to use their hept. If there is a presence of 8 carbon atom, we have to use their oct. If there is a presence of 9 carbon atom, we have to use their non. There is a presence of 10 carbon atom, we have to use their day. Okay. So always you have to remember for the lifetime, if you want to give the name for the any organic compound, first you should know the basic rule for the naming of the organic compound. That is, first we have to use the root words for the particular organic compound. Suppose if the given organic compound like this, CH3, CH2, CH3. So how many carbon atom is present there? 1, 2, 3. For the 3 carbon atom, which is the root word you are using there? For the 3 carbon atom, we are using there prop as a root. That is a. After that, you have to use that ANE. I will tell that also. So this is a root word for the particular cysteine, because we have here only 3 carbon atom, and for the 3 carbon atom we are using the root word, that is a prop. Like this. Why this? It is an important, you understand now. After that, now suppose if there is a presence of, means like this, if you want to give them, we have to add their extra A added to the root words when we are using the primary suffix. Now if I take the number of carbon atoms and what is the name for the particular compound. So all of you know that if there is a presence of 1 carbon atom, we are using their meth. If there is a presence of 2 carbon atom, we are using their eth. If there is a presence of 3 carbon atom, we are using their prop. If there is a presence of 4 carbon atom, we are using but. There is a presence of 5, we are using pent. If there is a presence of 6 carbon atom, we are using hex. If there is a presence of 7 carbon atom, we are using heft. If there is a presence of 8 carbon atom, we are using oct. If there is a presence of 9 carbon atom, we are using non. And if there is a presence of 10 carbon atom, we are using dec. Okay. So after that, we have to take here N. So I am giving now what is the name for that particular compound. In the root words, when we understand there is a presence of how many carbon atom, after that we should give the name. Suppose here also I given here CH3, CH2, CH3. So if I count the number of carbon atom, 1, 2, 3, total 3 carbon atom. So for the particular 3 we should use their prop and prop. After that there is a one more rule. You after this root words you have to add ANE as a suffix there. Okay, so what is the name for the particular organic compound? That is a propane. Okay, so now in the same way we can write here the name of the organic compound. So first, that is a N, that is a number of the carbon atom, and what is a particular name here. Okay, suppose in a given compound there is a presence of a 1 carbon atom, that is a methane. I told no, after the root word you have to add ANE as a suffix or the prefix. Then after that 2, that is a ethane. Eth you already know, I added here ANE. If there is a presence of 3 carbon atom, that is a propane. If there is a presence of 4 carbon atom, that is a butane. If there is a presence of 5 carbon atom, that is a pentane. Yes. If there is a presence of 6 carbon atom, now what we call it is an hexane. Like this. If there is a presence of 7 carbon atom, that is heptane. You already know we are using their hept as a root word. After that you should add their suffix ANE. If there is a presence of 8 carbon atom, we have to write their octane. Now, if there is a presence of 9 carbon atom, we have to write nonane. If there is a presence of 10 carbon atom, we can write their decane. We call it in a decane. After that, the question arises if there is a presence of a 11 carbon atom. Suppose if I given a long chain of carbon atom, and in that long chain there is a presence of a 11 carbon atom. So in that case, for the 11 we can use a undecane. So we already know 10 means decane and 11 means undecane. After that 12 means dodecane. You should remember the name here. This is very easy up to the 10, that is a methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane, hexane, heftane, octane, nonane, decane. After the 10, 11, for the if there is a presence of 11 carbon, we should use decane. If there is a presence of 12 carbon atom, dodecane. Only the word extra, that is a here will be the un, here will be the dodecane. After that 13, if there is a presence of 13 carbon atom. So all of you know that 3 means tri. Okay, so it is an tri, and remember this is same, so tridecane. Here also again easy. For the 14 carbon atom, 4 means tetra. After that it is an decane, tetradecane. For the 15 carbon atom, 5 means we call it as a pent, that is a pentadecane. For the 16 carbon atom, 6 means hexa, that is a hex, that is a hexadecane. Decane will be the remain same here. For the 17, heptadecane. For the 18, if there is a presence of 18 carbon atom, and for the 19, you have to write what is the name for the 18 if there is a presence of 18 carbon atom, and what is the name for the particular compound, and means what is the root word we are using there. And for the 19 you have to write here. For 20 I will tell here. Like the same way, for the 11 you use undecane. For the 20 also there is a new word, that is a icosane. Okay, for the 20 carbon atom we have to use there icosane. In the same way, if there is a presence of 21 carbon atom, that is a henicosane. For the 22 we have to know that 2 means there we are using docosane. In the same way, for the 12 carbon atom we are using here do, but here for the 10 we are using decane, no, like so follow the same here. But in the case of 22, because for the 20 we are using cosine, for the 22 also we are lastly we are using cosine, but for this 2 we have to use do, that is a do cosine. For the 23, so all of you know that for the 23 this is a 3 means tri, and this will be the remain cosine. For the 24, this is a 4 means tetra, and this for the cosine. For the 25 and 26 you have to write the name there. For the 27, 7 means it is in heptacosane. For the 28, octacosane. For the 29, nonacosane. How I am giving the name, you have to remember that. For the 30 again it is different. For the 30, for this 3 we have to use tri, that is a triacontane. Here will be the cosine, here will be the contane. For the 40, tetracontane. For the 50, pentacontane. For the 60 also, 70, 80, for the 90, for the 60, 6 means hexacontane. For the 70, heptacontane. For the 80 and 90 you have to write here 8 means octa, and again you have to attach here contane. For the 9s there is a nonacontane, and for the 100 you have to use hectane. So this is about the root words. First you should remember that why the root system or the root word system is useful, because it can indicate the number of carbon atoms and which root word we can use a particular number of carbon atoms. So first I already told that for the basic knowledge you should remember up to the 10 first. It is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For the 1 carbon atom we have to use methane, that is a meth. For the 2 carbon atom we have to use eth. For the 3 carbon atom you have to use prop. For the 4th carbon atom you have to use but. For the 5th carbon atom you have to use pent. For the 6th carbon atom you have to use hex. For the 7th you have to use hept. For the 8th you have to use oct. And for the 9th you have to use non. And that is for the 10th you have to use dec. Okay, so following the same system, suppose in a given system there is a presence of 1 carbon atom, we have to use their what? Methane, means we have to add their suffix that meth you have to add their ane as a suffix. Okay, so for the one carbon atom, that is a methane. For the second, ethane. For the third, propane. Only added here ane extra. For the fourth, butane. Fifth, pentane. For the sixth carbon atom, hexane. For the seventh, heptane. If there is a presence of 8 number of carbon atoms, we have to write there octane. If there is a presence of 9 carbon atom, nonane. For the 10th, decane. After that, you have to understand there, if there is a presence of, you have to remember here, there is a presence of 11 carbon atom, you have to write there undecane. After the 10, there is a formation of 11, means there is a presence of 11, so you have to use the undecane, and for the 12 carbon atom, you have to use dodecane. Okay, and remaining the same after that, decane will be the remain same up to the 19, that is 13, 3 means tri, so tridecane. Here, easy way how to remember, if I am telling there 14 carbon is present, what is the last number here? 4 will be the last number, so 4 means we already know tetra, and after that you should write there decane. For the 15, again you have to see the last number, that is a 5, that is a 5 means penta. In chemistry language, for the 5 we call penta, and remaining decane should attach here, pentadecane. In the same way, 16 hexadecane. For the 17, heptadecane. For the 18 and 19, you have to write here what is the name. This is for your homework. For the 20, it is an icosane. Only here will be the new change here. For the 20 icosane, 21. Like the 11, I am using their un as a first. Okay. But in the case of 21, we have to use here henicosane. H-E-N-I. Henicosane. For the 22, docosane. 23. Again here you have to use 3 means first we have to try and remove with the cosane. 24, tetracosane. In the same way, for what is the name for the 25 and 26? 25. What is the first here? 5 means pentacosane. Like the same we have to write the both 25 and 26. 27 heptacosane. 28 octacosane. 29 nonacosane. Only the change add to the 30. Again here you have to consider their first number, that is a 3, that is a tri, and that is a tria. Contane, C-O-N-T-A-N-E. The same way here will be the 4, that is a tetracontane. Here will be the 5, pentacontane. 6 means hexacontane. 7 means heptacontane. What is the name for the 80 and 90? You have to write that, and for the 100 you have to use their hectane. Okay, so this is your first for the IUPAC system. We have 3 parts. That is the first part is over, that is a root word system. And now second will be the suffix. Okay, so what is the suffix we are using there for a particular organic compound? Suppose in a roots words, suffix will be added. Okay, to a root words, we should directly not writing the name of the organic compound. Suppose they will give any organic compounds. In that case, in the root system, means we are using the root system like methane, ethane, propane to identify how many carbon atom present in a particular organic compound. Like the same way, to a root system, a suffix can be added. Suffix is added. Okay, what they given a second rule, in the root system you have to add the suffix, and what it indicate? The suffix it can be indicate the functional group present in a molecule. The functional group present in molecule. Okay, so whatever, if they given any organic compound, what is the first rule? You have to count the number of carbon atom. After that you have to write only the root system, and then you have to, that is a root system is nothing but here root word, In that root word you have to add next method, that is a next rule, that is you have to add suffix, and that suffix can be indicate which is a functional group present in a organic compound. आता काय दिले तुम्हाला, एक ऑर्गॅनिक कंपाऊंड दिले. त्या ऑर्गॅनिक कंपाऊंड मध्ये फर्स्ट रूल काय करणार तुम्ही, नंबर ऑफ कार्बन ॲटम काउंट करणार. ओके, त्या नंबर ऑफ कार्बन ॲटम काउंट केल्यानंतर तुम्ही कुठला रूल अप्लाय करणार, त्याला रूट वर्ड हा रूल अप्लाय करणार. ओके, रूट वर्ड सपोज त्या ऑर्गॅनिक कंपाऊंड मध्ये 4 कार्बन ॲटम प्रेझेंट आहे. 4 कार्बन मध्ये तुम्ही तिथं काय लिहिणार, ब्यूट. ओके, आफ्टर दॅट यू हॅव टू ऍड सफिक्स. आता त्याला सफिक्स कुठलं यूज करणार, त्या ऑर्गॅनिक कंपाऊंड मध्ये यू हॅव टू चेक आयदर इट इज देयर इज अ प्रेझेन्स ऑफ फंक्शनल ग्रुप ऑर नॉट. ओके, लाईक दिस यू ऑलरेडी नो द फंक्शनल ग्रुप अल्डेहाइड, कीटोन. ओके, ते फंक्शन ग्रुप प्रेझेंट असलं तर आम्ही काय करतो, रूट वर्डला सफिक्स ऍड करतो, आणि ते सफिक्स काय इंडिकेट करते, फंक्शनल ग्रुप त्या ऑर्गॅनिक कंपाऊंड मध्ये प्रेझेंट आहे हे इंडिकेट करते. समजलं, व्हॉट इज द यूज ऑफ सफिक्स. आफ्टर दॅट दिस सफिक्स ऑल्सो हॅज 2 टाइप्स. ओके, suffix has 2 types. First with the primary suffix, and second will be the secondary suffix. Okay, so what is the use of this primary suffix and what is the use of the secondary suffix? Okay, primary suffix can be added in the root words to show that primary suffix can be added in the root words to show that the degree of unsaturation or saturation in the carbon chain. Okay, so now the suffix has 2 types. First will be the primary suffix and second will be the secondary suffix. So in your mind the question may arise, what is the use of primary suffix? Primary suffix आम्ही काय यूज करतो, सपोज तुम्हाला एक ऑर्गॅनिक कंपाऊंड दिलेला आहे, त्यामध्ये त्या रूट सिस्टीमला तुम्ही सफिक्स ऍड करणार. कुठला ऍड केला आहे तर तुम्ही प्रायमरी सफिक्स. का प्रायमरी सफिक्स ऍड करणार, इफ देयर इज अ प्रेझेन्स ऑफ सॅच्युरेशन और द अनसॅच्युरेशन इन द कार्बन चेन. सॅच्युरेशन अँड अनसॅच्युरेशन म्हणजे काय, आता इफ इन अ गिवन कंपाऊंड सपोज देयर इज अ प्रेझेन्स ऑफ दिस लॉंग चेन. So now you know that this suffix has a 2 types, that is a primary suffix and secondary suffix. So in your mind the question will arise, why we are using primary suffix. So primary suffix, it can be used to add a root word and it can be show that there is a presence of degree of saturation and unsaturation in the carbon chain. So now in your mind the question will arise, what is mean by saturated and what is mean by unsaturation. Suppose if they give any organic compound and in that organic compound there is a presence of carbon-carbon double bond or the carbon-carbon triple bond. If they given a long chain of carbon atom, if there is a presence of carbon-carbon double bond or the carbon-carbon triple bond, in that case we call it is a given organic compound is unsaturated organic compound. The given organic compound is unsaturated organic compound. Always remember that एखाद्या ऑर्गॅनिक कंपाऊंड मध्ये जर ते कार्बन कार्बन मध्ये डबल बॉन्ड किंवा कार्बन कार्बन मध्ये ट्रिपल बॉन्ड असला तर त्याला काय म्हणतो आम्ही, अनसॅच्युरेटेड ऑर्गॅनिक कंपाऊंड. सपोज वी हॅव अगेन हिअर लॉंग चेन ऑफ द कार्बन बट वी हॅव ओनली द कार्बन कार्बन सिंगल बॉन्ड. आता काय आमच्याकडे आहे, कार्बन कार्बन सिंगल बॉन्ड आहे. इन दॅट केस वी टेल दॅट द गिवन ऑर्गॅनिक कंपाऊंड असं असलं तर आम्ही काय म्हणतो, कार्बन कार्बन सिंगल बॉन्ड फक्त असलं तर ते ऑर्गॅनिक कंपाऊंड कसं आहे, सॅच्युरेटेड ऑर्गॅनिक कंपाऊंड आहे. ओके, सो द प्रायमरी सफिक्स इट कॅन बी यूज और इट कॅन बी ऍडेड इन टू द रूट वर्ड्स. So what is the use, why we can add the primary suffix in the root words, because it can be easily show that What is the degree of unsaturated or saturation in the carbon atom? Either the given organic compound is saturated organic compound or unsaturated organic compound. So you have to always remember that in a given organic compound, if there is a presence of a carbon-carbon double bond or the carbon-carbon triple bond, that will be the unsaturated organic compound, where if there is a presence of carbon-carbon single bond, this will be the saturated organic compound. After that, this suffix also divided into the two types. I already told that this is over, that is the primary suffix is over. Now, what is the use of secondary suffix? Secondary suffix also we can use generally to give a name for the IUPAC name for the organic compound. When we can use this secondary suffix, first we have to write that first, suppose if they given any organic compound, first you have to use their root word. After that, this root word it can be attached to the primary suffix, and after the primary suffix you have to use their secondary suffix. Okay, so suppose here if they given any organic compound having the longest chain, so now we have here 5 carbon atoms. So which root word you are using? You are using here pent as a root word. After that, you are using there this root word, it can be attached to the primary suffix, and primary suffix it means here you have to check there either it is saturated carbon atom or the unsaturated. So see here we have here carbon-carbon, suppose here CH3, CH2, 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 CH3, like this chain will be present. I will write here one more triple here. Suppose we have here CH3, CH2, CH3. Okay, so now CH3. So like this will be system is present. In that case, first, that is a first rule, you have to use root word system. So first for the root word system, you have to count the number of carbon 1, 2, 3. So 3 means we have to use here probe as a root system. After that, see either it is saturated or unsaturated. It is unsaturated because we have here carbon-carbon single bond only. Okay, so saturated means you have to use here primary suffix, that is a ANE, that is a propane. Okay, so now like that. So secondary suffix here not required. So like this we have to solve many example, and before that you should understand what is the exact rule here. So all of you understand their primary suffix and secondary suffix. After that, here I will give one example, that is a class of the organic compound. What is the functional group and which suffix we are using there? Suppose in an organic compound, whatever the carbon atoms are present, that carbon atom is saturated hydrocarbons. Saturated hydrocarbons is nothing but what? Functional group, that is a single bond. So we can use here ANE as a suffix, that is it is an primary suffix. Okay, like that same way I told you here. I taken here example, that is propane. In the same way here, first you have to count the number of carbon atoms, that is a 3. So I have to use probe. After that we have here single bond. For the single bond we have to use the suffix, that is a ANE. So same way I use here propane. After that, suppose in a given organic compound we have unsaturated hydrocarbons. Unsaturated hydrocarbons. So functional group double bond. Unsaturated we should have double bond or the triple bond. If in a given organic compound there is a presence of double bond, so in case of double bond we have to use suffix, that is a ENE. ENE, that is a primary suffix. Okay, so ENE. So if I give the example, that is CH3, CH2 double bond CH2. Like this example is there. So what is the first, that is root word, you have to count the number of carbon 1, 2, 3. So for the 3 we have to use probe, and if there is a presence of double bond here, which is the suffix we are using here? ENE, that is a. So what is the name of the organic compound? Propene. Okay, suppose if I take CH3, CH2, CH2 double bond CH2. Okay, so how many number of carbon atom? We have 4, so we have to use here but. After that, if there is a presence of double bond, we have to use suffix, that is a ENE. So butene. What is the name of the organic compound? That is a butene. So in the same way, again if you have unsaturated carbon atom, that is unsaturated hydrocarbon in a given organic compound, which is having function group, that is a carbon-carbon triple bond. Here we have double bond, here we have triple bond. So in that case, we have to use suffix that is YNE. Yes, so it is as well primary suffix. Okay, so YNE is a primary suffix. Suppose we have here CH3C triple bond CH. Okay, so now here count first how many carbon atom? 1, 2, 3. 3 means proof, and we have triple bond here. Triple bond, for the triple bond we have to use suffix that is a YNE. So here will be the propyne. Okay, what is the name for the organic compound? That is a propyne. Suppose we have alcohol. Alcohol means what is the organic compound? Here the carbon atom is attached with OH group. So in that case we have to use that is a OL as a suffix. That is a secondary suffix. Okay, suppose we have here CH3, CH2, OH. Okay, so how many number of carbon atom here? 2. For the 2 we have to use eth as a, that is a eth as a root word. So we have to use here OL, and I already told that if there is a presence of a longest chain of carbon atom, you have to add here extra A, that is a etha, and for this OL we have ethanol. What is the name for this? Ethanol. Okay, so after that, if there is a presence of aldehydes, we have to use CHO as a functional group and Al as a secondary suffix. Okay, if there is a presence of ketones, what is the function group? That is a C double bond O. We can write this in the form also, C double bond O, like this also, and here we have to use 1 as a secondary suffix. After that, carboxylic acid. What is the functional group for the carboxylic acid? COOH. Here we have to use oic acid as a secondary suffix. Same way, if we have ester, what is the function group for the ester? COOR, and in that case we have to use OATE as a suffix. If we have cyanide, all of you know cyanide means CN. In that case you have to use suffix that is a nitrile. I will take each and every example for which is involve all these function groups. Then you will understand easily. Cyanide, amines, it is a NH2. You have to use amine there, which is secondary suffix. If there is presence of amides, so what is the function group for the amides? CONH2. We have to use same as the amide as a secondary suffix group. If there is presence of acid chloride, you have to use, that is a function group is COCl. In that case we have to use OYl chloride. Okay, first remember that what is the class of the compound. If there is a presence of saturated hydrocarbon, means we have carbon-carbon single bond. In that case we have to use suffix that is a ANE as a suffix. In this unsaturated, if there is a presence of double bond, we have to use ENE as a suffix. Unsaturated hydrocarbon which is having carbon-carbon triple bond, in that case we have to use YNE as a suffix. If we have alcohol, what is the function group for the alcohol? That is the OH, and in that case we have to use OL as a, that is all as a secondary suffix. For the aldehyde, function group is CHO. In that case you have to use suffix that is AL, that is all. Ketone, that is a C double bond O. We have to use suffix that is a 1, ONE. For the carboxylic acid, function group is COOH. We have to use OIC acid. For the ester, we have to use COOR, that is a suffix. You have to use OATE. For the cyanide, the function group is CN. You have to use their nitrile. For the amines, the functional group is NH2. You have to use amines. For the amides, we have functional group CONH2. Same, you have to use here amide as a suffix. For the acid chloride, the functional group is COCl, and you have to use the suffix OYl chloride. Okay. So now the suffix also over and root words also over, and the remaining, that is last, will be the prefix. Okay. So prefix, what is the use of prefix? This prefix can be added before the root word. Prefix can be added. Till now I told first you have to count the carbon atom and you have to add the root word. Now this prefix can be added. This is third part. Prefix can be added before the root word. Before the root word, so it can be indicate which is a substituent attached. It is a substituent attached. Okay, suppose any organic compound, in that organic compound there is a presence of a different functional group. So in that case we have to use prefix, and this prefix can be added before the root words. So it can be indicate which is a substituent can be attached to a particular organic compound. So now suppose if I take a functional group, that is COOH. So all of you know that COOH is nothing but carboxylic acid. So in that case we have to use prefix. Which is the prefix we are using here? You know that suffix we are using there what? OIC acid. Okay, but we have to use prefix also there. For the COOH we are using prefix, that is a carboxy. Okay. This COOR, which is a function group, it is an ester function group. Which prefix we are using here? Carbalkoxy. CARBALKOXY. Carboxy. After that COCl, that is acid chloride. We have to use here chloroform. That is a chloroformyl. For the CONH2, it is an amide. Here we are using here carbomyl. This CN we are using suffix, that is a nitride, but prefix we are using here cyano. For the OR we have to use the prefix, that is alkoxy. For the X it is nothing but halogens, that is a halo. For the CHO, you already know the CHO is nothing but aldehyde group. So we are using prefix, that is formyl. This CO, it is nothing but what? We can write this in the form also. It is C double bond is nothing but ketone. We have to use prefix for the ketone, that is oxo or keto. For the OH, so all of you know that OH is a function group, that is an alcoholic function group. So we have to use here, in the case of suffix we have to use there, we have to adding their OL as a suffix, but in the case of prefix you have to use hydroxy. For the SH, that is a sulfur which is attached to the hydrogen, we have to use this prefix, that is a mercapto. Mercapto. After that NH2, all of you know that is an amine, so we have to use prefix, that is amino. If we have double bond NH, in that case we have to use it imino, and if we have NO2 we have to use here nitro. Okay, always remember to give the any name for the organic compound. We have to three system: root system, second with the suffix and prefix. So all of you know that how to we can use the root system and suffix, and last with the prefix. So in the case of prefix, first you have to see which is a function group is present there, and this prefix you have to add before the root word. Root word चा पहिला तुम्ही लिहायचं असते. So if there is a presence of COH group, you know that this is a carboxylic acid. So prefix we have to use carboxy. Prefix is different and suffix is different. You should remember that. For the COR, it is an ester, so we have to use carboxy. For the COCl, it is an acid chloride, so we have to use chloroformyl. CONH2, it is an amide group, so I have to use here prefix, that is a carbomyl. For the CN, we have to write some prefix, that is a cyano. For the OR, it is an alkoxy. For the X is nothing but halogens, that is a chlorine, bromine, iodine, these are the halogens. So in that case, you have to use prefix, that is halo. For the CHO, you have to use formyl. For the ketone, that is C double bond, you have to use keto or oxo. For the OH, it is nothing but alcohol. For in case of prefix, you have to use word hydroxy. For the SH, you have to use mercapto. For the NH2, amino. If there is a presence of double bond NH, we have to use imino. And for the NO2, we have to use nitro. So this is a basic rule. When you understand this rule only, then and then only you have to give the name of the particular organic compound. So now, in my next class, I will solve a different example, and I will tell how to using this rule, how we can give a particular name for the organic compound. Okay, so I will stop here today's class, and I know you don't understand. Maybe you don't understand this prefix. When I solve the exam, that time you will understand how we can use this prefix for a particular given organic compound. So don't worry. First, you should try understand the basic rule for give a nomenclature for a particular organic compound, and also try to give the root word. I given the 4 example that you have to. I given the 4 example for the. I given the total number of carbon atom, that is suppose if I give 22. In that case, which root word you can use? You should remember that. First you have to read this, and first you have to note down this, because each functional group we have to use their prefix is different and suffix is different. So in that case, you should understand. Suppose in your exam, if they give us COOH, so you should know that for the COOH, that is a carboxylic acid, we have to use suffix, that is a OIC acid. That is at last we have to add adding their suffix, that is OIC. But which prefix we are using there? Carboxy acid, carboxy as a prefix we are using there. That you should remember. Then only you can understand how we can give the name of the particular organic compound. Don't worry, I will solve many or the more example, then you can easily give a particular name for the organic compound. Thank you.